Welcome back to the last Remnant video walkthrough 100% completion guide. We are all done with all our guild tasks. That's what we spent the last, let's see, 19, 20 videos or so doing. Doing our guild tasks we could do, and we did every one we could do that didn't require us to go to this final level zone that we're going to. And that's the name of the video. We're going to the Ancient Runes. We unlocked the Ancient Runes by killing the Fallen. That's when we recruited Wingale. It was a very difficult fight at the time, but now that it's done, we've got a whole dungeon type zone available to us. It's different from every other zone because it is almost exactly like a dungeon. If you've played an MMO or something like that, and you consider this entire game to be leveling up to in-game raiding or something like that, it's like being in a raid dungeon, but just with the 18 of us, really. And you progress through it. You got to kill the boss to get to the next one, and all the bosses have neat mechanics and all that kind of fun stuff. They add some other difficulty parts, but this is how we get here. We have to go through Cybenbur, and we can, if we've killed the Fallen, we can go through this door. Yeah. And we're here. It'll put us in the Ancient Ruins. We won't have to make that walk again through Cybenbur. Ancient Ruins will be available from the map. A whole lot of information on this. I'll try not to slam you with way too much, but first thing you notice when you come in here, other than the really cool walls, is there's no mini-map. It's, in fact, if you don't have another source of a map, you don't have a map for this zone. There's no treasure chest that contains a map for this zone, and there's no mini-map, and so you lose orientation really fast when all the walls look the exact same. We're killing Charybdis. These are the same level and Charybdis as we killed in Thornstrand. However, there's something special about every single creature in the Ancient Ruins. They all drop in-game weapon upgrade stuff. We will be back here, not counting these 3 videos where we clear it out, but we will be back here to farm some stuff for weapon upgrades. But I am killing, because I'm kind of excited to finally be here, I'm killing the stuff we run into while we're here, until it gets annoying, until it gets repetitive. We're hoopty enough to kill most all the, well, we are hoopty enough to kill all the trash here. And yeah, I'm not going to, if people are going to be a nuisance to us, if ghosts are going to be a nuisance to us, then we'll kill them. We are collecting all the treasures here, and even the treasures here are different. They are much higher level. We got a foxtail formation here, which is a little bit of a dud, but the other treasure chest in this floor has a Daedalus in it. A nice weapon upgrade for one of you guys. I don't kill a bunch of Charybdis, I don't believe. This zone, this first area of the Ancient Ruins has a whole bunch of Charybdis in it, and I won't be killing all the Charybdis because that would take up way too much video time. Let's see. That Daedalus is something. If you got Sybil, if you remember, we did the Rainbow Bond quest where all Pages' old friends needed to do a quest, and we recruited LaShawn Maddox or something like that, and Sybil eventually became available to us, but we didn't grab her because we had already done our PC Ultimate grind, and Sybil is a good in-game character. I didn't use her because, or he or she, I don't know what it is. It's one of those short little creatures. I didn't use him because I didn't know. Well, it took too long to get to him personally. They have to be Duke Gore, pretty much, for me to take him at this point in time in the game, or on that level of quality. But anyway, this Daedalus that drops, not drops, but is in the chest, is requested by Sybil, and it's
There is no limit
his
to my
pretty much his
strength.
in-game weapon.
Only in death does one
So if you did pick him up, I believe he does combat arts. And most of those Khaziiti guys, the little guys, are not they're not best suited for combat. But Sybil, I believe, is one of those rare few that does. And Darian did too, although Darian didn't have much of a future with us, but he was awesome when we had him. Oh boy, remember the times. So yeah, I have to have the map open like online on a second monitor while I'm running through here, or if you have a game guide or something that helps you, because there's certainly no way to know where you are. If you get turned around, like I just turned around there, and if I lost my bearings or something, there's no landmark to tell me where I am. Anyway, other than the door. The way through the ancient ruins, if you want to make sure you get everything, at least on this floor, is just to hug a wall and stick on it. So if you go left from the entrance, keep going left the entire time. You will eventually hit every room on this floor. There's no center rooms that you can't get on this floor. So that is a viable strategy if you don't want to spring for the game guide and don't want to keep some online map up. Then just hug a wall, and you should make it through all the rooms and get the keys and the special treasures. That Grammy key is going to be needed to get to the next area. That's going to open the Grammy tier Anatore. Okay, we kind of got a room here, and I think there's big birds in it. Yeah. Don't have to fight them, but the creatures here drop different stuff, like I said. The diatrima here are different from the diatrima we killed in Crookfin before, when we had to kill 18 of them. And a lot of that stuff that our guys have been screaming on the screen in between battles, please give me Jewel Steel, please give me Pangoose Bones or something like that. Those are all here. And so it never hurts for us to pick up a few of these while we're here, at least while we're sightseeing through everything through here. There are two creatures we haven't encountered yet in here. Well, three, I guess. Three that are just absolute money. And we will be running into them soon. Not counting the bosses. Since this is kind of set up like a dungeon, and not only will we need keys to proceed, but we'll need to kill a boss to be able to continue on to the next tier. And so when we're finally done coming through here, we'll have a good feeling. We'll feel like we really just took the ancient ruins and kicked its ass with impunity. And these diatrima might have more hit points here. They might not. It's hard to say. But yeah, I've never mentioned that until we got here, about different creatures with the same names dropping different stuff. It seems to overly confuse the system some. Like diatrima. If you kill a diatrima in one zone, it should drop the same stuff that it does in another zone. And they do for the most part, but there are occasionally items that you'll need for weapon upgrades toward the end, some rare drop items, that not only will they be rare drops off of a creature type, but you have to kill the creature in the right location also. and that happens a number of times. Specifically with the Terrapests. We need something, inverted Terrapest scale or something like that, and like the only Terrapest, there's Terrapests everywhere, but the only Terrapests that drop it are those ones in 6th path or something like that. 6th and 7th path. And
I've gotten a little stronger.
wow. It was a nice fight. Oh, I didn't even mention that. Kachixia 2, grants. Okay, you will notice our BR is going to skyrocket. Because suddenly, we are fighting creatures above our level. Significantly above our level. Wow, that was a lot of splits. Some good good loot off that pull. But we came in here, I guess, BR 70. And so if we make it through this one zone with anything less than 5 BR levels gained, I'd be surprised. Now, you may have seen there that we didn't hug the left wall completely. We skipped a little corridor, and that's the corridor out and to the boss. We're going to skip him and pick up this treasure over here. Well, it'll eventually be a treasure. Right now, it's a Charybdis in the face. Aha! Aha! I don't like it when they're that close. Pulling something from one room into another room. So a few times I just killed the Charybdis before I entered the room. There's the data list. It's Khaziiti specific. It's for the little guys. It's for Sybil. Nobody else will ask for it. Wow, this guy loves us. Nice. Okay, we can continue on to the left wall, but we don't need to. We've gotten everything of significance here. There's nothing but ghosts and maybe a couple more diatrima and one more room. Let's clear everything before we go in here because this is a boss in here.
Let's do this.
And you know what I like to do before I fight a boss is I like to kill ghosts. Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, seriously, wait a minute. I don't think there's a boss in this level. There was the key for this level. We already got the key for this level. The boss is the next level, I believe. No, there is a boss in this level. Sorry. Ymir. Y-M-I-R. Ymir. We have a guild task for it, for the Ring of the Labyrinth. We left it undone. It showed up as one of our rares for Monster Hunter, or Monster something or the other. Monster Killer? Monster Slayer. Whatever. Whatever it is, we're going to get credit for a guild task by killing this guy. He will always be there until you kill him. So he is a lot like the world bosses that way. And in fact, when we fight the final guy in here, Demigod, the final god for this whole dungeon, it will feel like a mini-boss. He's rough. And it doesn't seem like he gets a whole lot of company because there's a whole whole dungeon full of creatures we have to fight through in order to get there. Man, we're already 73. What in the world? Maybe we came in here at 72 or 71.
There is no limit to my strength.
But yeah, a lot of XP for these creatures. If you're doing a low BR run, you'll never, ever want to step in the stone because it will just blow up your BR. If you value your battle rank, yeah. So maybe we can do it without getting one of these diatrima, but I think we're probably going to grab one. Yeah, we got one of them. That's alright. Ymir's a big guy there, and we got some trash. We didn't have to get trash, I don't guess. We could have waited for those birds to launch and maybe just inched forward until we got Ymir. But I'll be honest with you, I was feeling a little cocky. I was feeling like we're going to beat this fight no matter what. Ymir's just not ready for us. Ymir needs to level up some. He needs to keep killing. Maybe if he showed the initiative that we have, there wouldn't be damn birds right next to him. You know, he would have killed them trying to level up by now. If I were stuck in this place, I would be killing the stuff until I had a decent level. They respawn, so you don't have to worry about feeling guilt over it. And if I had however many thousands of years he's been locked in here to level up, I wouldn't put up this piss poor of a fight. Good gosh, it's embarrassing. We have always got the trash out of the way. I should probably talk some kind of strategy. Same strategy as always. This is what I say every time. I should probably talk strategy here, and then I say the same thing I always say. Kill the trash. Alright, so we kill the trash, and put the rest on Ymir. Maybe it's Emir. I hope I'm not offending anybody, though I care very little about that. This guy has 500,000 hit points. No, correction. He has 503,000 hit points. I don't know where he got the 3,000 extra hit points, but yeah, we're gonna have to take that too. We're gonna have to take out that extra 3,000 hit points. Maybe he has 503,000 hit points, just so he can brag to his buddies, "Hey, I've got over 500,000 hit points," and then let their mind do the calculations. Ooh, well, maybe he's 550. Maybe he's 590. We don't know. And then, Ymir will have a little chuckle, knowing that it's only 503,000 hit points. I don't know what Ymir looks like, so we'll say this guy's name correctly. Rush just did 100,000 damage. Omni Strike. It's about time. That thing started out, was doing 3,000 damage, and we've gotten it going up. Everybody's getting skill ups off of a boss. That's good. Or stat ups, at least. We captured Ymir. Oh, the bosses. That's something interesting about the bosses here. We're not going to split them. You don't want to split them. You absolutely don't want to split them. There's nothing that you split off them that you can't get from somewhere else. And with a captured Ymir, or any of the bosses here that you capture, you can create something with them, like a weapon. Like with a Ymir and some other ingredients, you can create a weapon or an accessory or something like that. So what you'll want to do when you capture them is go to the blacksmith, your blacksmith. We're going to the Grammy tier now that we have the key. You'll want to go to the blacksmith with the captured creature still on you. Don't sell him. Keep him on you. And see what it makes and see if it's worth it to you. Yeah. So we're in the Grammy tier, and let's see. Captured Ymir. Always, yes, captured Ymir. Let's see. Oh, and okay. He can be captured to create an Imperator's Bangle. So I'll just look at the stats on that to tell you kind of what that boss creature... These are rock graders. We've fought them 1,000 times. The only thing interesting about these rock graders is they drop gens coins, as opposed to all the other rock graders that didn't drop anything. It is worth it to farm these, and we will come back to farm these. Since we've killed Ymir, we can run straight from the entrance right to these guys, not engage anything, and come straight to these guys and farm these guys later on, and we will, for their gen coins. And something else they dropped too. Reyes notes, maybe? I can't remember what the second thing is, but we will need it. Okay, let's go back to that last boss, Ymir, that we just fought. With his dead carcass, or captured carcass, you can combine it with 20 blueprint 4s, and if you have the legendary customization, which we do, you will be able to create Imperator's Bangle. And that Bangle increases your max hit points by 35%. And it also increases your bludgeon damage by a high percentage. It has a kind of a negative effect, is that it encumbers, so it makes you a little slower. That's the only problem. That Imperator's Bangle, it's a really badass accessory if you have a bludgeon weapon. But when we turn in all our rares, we're going to be able to buy that from a vendor. Instead of having to craft it with 20 damn blueprint 4s, which are rare to begin with, and a captured Ymir, we're just going to turn in all our rares, and that's one of the things we're going to be able to buy. So that kind of gives you an idea of what this vendor we're unlocking with all our rares are is going to have on him. He's going to have these in-game types of things on him that you need to capture bosses with to make things out of them. Moving on. Rock Graders. There's a lot of them here. They're a lot of XP. I think we get good skill ups off them just because of the sheer amount of XP they give. It will look like our skill ups here are much higher than, say, when we were fighting rose flies, big giant group of rose flies in Gasland Caves earlier or something like that. Okay, so let me see where we are. We're in Grammy tier, Anatori. And on this tier, other than these guys, there's one treasure chest, which we'll get, and a teleporter to the next area. Okay. No boss. However, there are observers, which are big eyeballs, and I've talked about them a few times. If you've watched all the videos, I've mentioned that the biggest, baddest eyeballs in the game are in a high-level zone, and they overload or overrun on you, and just keep hitting you till you die. Well, these are those. They're on this level. We're about to run into them. If we could just kill these... I can't believe we're having trouble killing rock graders. They do have some hit points. It's an end-game zone. We really shouldn't be killing things super fast. Well, ding 74 or whatever.
Sweet. I must surpass my mother.
All right, mighty smash. That was good. All right.
May the God Emperor bless
Some
you
skill ups. That's stuff to be proud of right there.
I've gotten a little
Oh,
stronger.
good. Balson's weapon upgraded itself. Cademan upgraded his final weapon to 5. All right. As if he wasn't doing enough damage. Okay, so Balson got a item there, I believe. Balsam or Gal? I think it's Balsam. Inverted Chimera Scale. Hey, help yourself, man. And Grand Rock Gator Tail. Greater Tail. Okay, so continuing on. I'm trying to think if there's a diatrima or a diatrima, however we want to pronounce them, type creature in here. There can be, instead of these diatrimas. Damn it. There can be Brunhilder instead. This is another place to get Brunhilder. We really slaved to get the 3 Brunhilder we've killed so far in this game. Okay. But what there's not in this zone is like a rare spawn or something like that. There's always the same type of rare. There's always the same types of creatures here for the most part. Okay, so we've got some really high-level greater demons here. So I'm just taking one group at a time until I'm sure they won't utterly kill me. That one had had 5 guys. Okay, so that's fine. If we grab all 3 of those greater demons all at once, there's a good chance they'll kill us. Nice. So we did 22,000 damage to it, and it was just like a centimeter of his health went away. Oh, man. Yeah, we're not doing much damage here. We're going to need to step this up. I thought we were doing 30 or 40,000 damage a group, but it turns out here we're doing like... Oh, there's Rush to help out there. Here we're doing like 20. Not so great. Nice. Okay, so... This is about to be a done deal here. And as long as we stay underground and don't go back up for air, our chains will continue to grow. I don't know if they'll ever get up to 200. We're at 69 now. I don't know if they'll ever get up to 200, but if they do, we'll get a little boost to talents, kind of like we did in the PC Ultimate grind. And then at 400, we'll get a bigger boost. A boost to leveling up talents is what I mean. Oh, man. Just kill them. They're not whirlwinding on us. Not so bad. I'm always afraid they will. In fights that aren't on the videos, where they kill me, they whirlwind, I die. Bring him back. Bring him back. Nobody gets left behind. Nobody. Alright. Still BR-74, but that will quickly change. Every other fight will probably ding.
Stronger.
Did everyone see
Nice.
what just
Some
happened?
nice skill ups here.
I feel like I've grown.
Nice. Demon Main is, I don't know if we'll let him have that. We let him have the last one. Demon Main is one of those in-game weapon items that people will need. Jaeger, since we gave him the Schiavana, which is his in-game weapon, he'll want to upgrade it 2 more times, and to do that, he'll need Demon Main. And all of our guys will need, probably, almost all of our guys will need Demon Main. But we can kind of farm some of them off of other greater demons not in this zone. Demon Main drops off of any greater demon, I believe. It doesn't have to be in this zone. But there are a lot that are only in this zone. So, when we finally do our weapon upgrades, it will be us fighting in the regular zones that we normally fight in. And then once we get toward the end of our weapon upgrades, I'll be coming here almost exclusively to get the items we need. There it is. That's 4K about 4K damage with that little whirlwind move. And if fighting a group of 5 like we did last time, 5 of them did it, that just kill 1, maybe 2 groups.
Looks like we're up against quite the nasties.
David says we're up against quite the nasties. Or nasties, sorry, nasties.
Do this right.
I'm trying to remember if I've forgotten to tell you something important. One thing is that a lot of people won't... Oh, on the Xbox, this was DLC. Like, I think the game was released, and then they released this dungeon after the fact, and had it unlockable by killing the Fallen. There is... you have a narrow window in the game in which to kill the Fallen. And so if you... And a lot of people, when they get to the Fallen, can't kill it immediately. So what that means is people will get to the point where they need to do the Fallen, and if they don't try it, they'll miss it if they push the main plot forward, and they won't get into the Ancient Runes. If they do try the Fallen, they likely won't be able to kill it right off the bat. They'll need to level up some, and so they may inadvertently move the main plot forward while they're doing that, and then they can no longer do the Fallen. So you can't do the Fallen, you can't get into the Ancient Runes. So for that reason, even on the PC, it's easy to not be able to get to this zone. So kind of plan for that, I guess. Like, plan to make sure that you kill the Fallen before you push the plot down to Underwalt or wherever, where you meet the God Emperor and all that. But really, I guess if you can beat the 6 bases without any trouble, without many reloads, you may be pretty close to being able to take on the Fallen. And these demons are really taking some time. They've got a lot of hit points. So there's something nice to be said for having your guys doing what they should be doing. If we have Paris doing his psionics, increasing our morale, will get better attack abilities, and people will get like those 100 and 200k abilities, which will make the fight go faster. If Zulian is Kachixiang, then they will shut down those whirlwinds and shit that people like to do when they don't have any action points. That'll help out. Nice. How many more do you need? We're just not going to continually give you Dragon Mane, Jaeger. You need to get however many you need, and then oh, are we stopping them? Oh, we almost clicked no. Oh, we got another demon here. Oh, thank goodness. This is the last demon in the area, in the immediate vicinity. There is an eyeball behind a door here. However, he won't always be behind that door. Eyeballs don't tend to follow a normal object collision rules and will oftentimes port through the door, port into the door, or come straight through the wall if you aggro them. You know, they're not held back by walls. There's no clipping for them. I mean, they'll go wherever the hell they want. And those are observers, and those you can also capture, just like the mini-bosses. You can capture observers, and there is a really nice weapon you can get with those observers. But I'll wait till we get to one of those observer fights before I say anything about that. But other than that eyeball, I think we're done with this area of the dungeon, and we can move on to the next level. We can level down. Or up. I don't know which direction we're going, actually. There's no stairs, per se, but there are doors we're entering, and so maybe it's all the same level. But then there's teleporters also. Usually when you go into a new area, deeper into the dungeon, as soon as you go into a new area, if you turn around, there's usually a teleporter out to the world map from there. But when you port back into the Ancient Runes later on from the world map, it will take you to the beginning again, so you have to kind of start over. And there's a lot of these guys we can bypass. We can run right by these demons later on.
I feel like I've grown.
I swear, still wants Demon Mane. Like, enough is enough. Somebody's got to put their foot down. Usually guys just want 1 to 6 of a certain item, and I have no idea why. Oh, I don't know how many he's at. But this door has this eyeball here, and we're going to kill it. Observers. They are respawnable. They're one of the bosses here that will continually respawn. I believe they will always be here. I've never seen them not here. They have 430,000 hit points apiece, and they have that deadly lightning arc. They do everything that every eyeball in the game does that's annoying, and then some. And then they'll turtle up like the Terrapest do, and to really decrease your damage. Like, let's see what this group does in damage. 23. Maybe about half as much as they normally do. Let's check our psionics groups here, see what they do. 5,000 damage from our Mystic Arts group. So it's really decreasing it for some people. Dugor, you can't stop a machine, but yeah. Okay, we are actually on a timer here, but we don't even know it. At a certain point, he will... Okay, and I keep saying it wrong. It's called Overdrive. He will use something called Overdrive, which will allow him to attack 5 times in a row. Per retaliation. Like, so if all 5 of your groups attack him, he'll attack 25 times and essentially kill everybody who attacks him. There'll be nothing to stop him. Although, I don't have a single fight recorded where I die. But this is one that's actually worth recording someone dying in, because they just continually attack and attack and attack until you're dead. And it looks like they have unlimited number of attacks because they never ever stop until you're dead. And I don't know if that happens around turn 4 or something like that, but you really need to get the lead out of your ass and kill this thing before you get to the 5th round. I mean, if you're already at the 5th round and it's not dead, you're doing something horribly, horribly wrong. And I think the Cachixia will shut down the overdrive sometimes, but kind of got to be on the ball on that. Round 4, you gotta have it ready. So, what does this guy give you? This guy, if you capture him, well, not just one of him, you can create the Philaria Heart, which, if you remember, was the remnant that's in Athlum. It was a giant sword that the Conqueror took, and it's called the Philaria Heart. It takes the Twilight of the Gods, which we got from killing the Fallen, I believe, and it requires 5 captured observers, which they're not 100%, they're only 30%, and it's and 99 blueprint 3s, basically every blueprint you can get in the game in one playthrough. And it gives you a Valeria Heart, which has an insta-kill on it. It does no damage, but it insta-kills anything it hits. So that's an in-game fluke weapon. I'll see you in the next video. We'll continue on as we go to the next floor. But Valeria Heart's a nice weapon to get.